Hello, here we are again. I wrote this one long time ago. Probably, in fact, it was in the 90s. It's called Techno Freaking Anorak, and it's pretty hypocritical because I'm taking the mickey out of people who play computer games, and well, I've written quite a lot of them and I made a living writing them. Hey ho. Techno Freaking Anorak. Trained spotter of the 90s in his virtual techno dream, nose pressed tightly up against his blue computer screen. By day he presses buttons on his company's Apple Mac. At night he's flying spaceships from his terrace back to back. At weekends he goes surfing along the internet. His wife and kids have left him, but he hasn't noticed yet. He talks to people in Hong Kong and people in New York, blocking up the hyperspace with his boring anorak talk. His fingers move like maggots over keyboard and his mouse. It's the only form of exercise. He never leaves the house. His arse is getting bigger 'cause he never leaves his chair. His real life's gone to ruin, but he doesn't really care. He's into sword and sorcery and silly role-play games. It's never really hit him that they're all the bloody same. And sex is not a problem now that porn's on CD-ROM. Despite his body weakening, his wrist is getting strong. He thinks it's bloody marvellous fighting simulated war. He'd like to play it with his mates, but they don't come round no more. He thinks his life is wonderful playing computer simulated strife. I've just one thing to say to him. Let's get a bloody life. Go out and go enjoy yourself in pub or club or boozer. Don't let life pass you by as a sad computer loser. Thank you. This is a monologue, which is why there's only two this week. This is King Arthur's poem. Can I turn it over? Bear with me while I practice turning over. Here we go. King Arthur's poem. Because there's loads and loads of stuff about King Arthur, and I thought I'd chuck me head in. The nights were all long and all grey and all cold. The ladies were right pissed off too, when Arthur rode up into Camelot saying, "Hey up lads, what's there to do? Cheer up, we'll go kill a dragon, or go overseas on a quest." But Lancelot answered, "Sod off, you old queen," and spilt wine over Arthur's mail vest. "Steady on there, old chap," said Arthur, quite vexed. "Just what's this here all about?" But Lancelot had such a fit of the sulks that Merlin gave him a clout. "Well, it's like this," said Lancelot, rubbing his ear. "I've come to ask for me cards. I can't stand all this being the good guy. I want to be nasty and hard. I've got this here yen to be evil, to kill a few peasants and then rape all the women, burn down their huts, ride off and then do it again." At this Arthur turned rather funny and kicked Lancelot right up the bum and gave him a lecture on conduct and how that sort of thing wasn't done. Then Lancelot's eyes grew mean-like and shifty, and its face it turned into a leer. "I've already started," he said with a grin, "'cause I've just gone and bonked Guinevere." At this news Arthur's face sort of crumbled. He threw down his gloves, said, "Take that." He pulled out his sword and with a flick of his wrist cut Lancelot's plumes off his hat. This was the sign of a challenge, and the two planned to meet in the dawn. Then Merlin stepped in and said with a grin, "Make it early 'cause I've got to mow lawn." They met on the battlefield early, and Arthur at sign of daybreak took Excalibur out and waved it about, but it flew from his hands into the lake. And then an amazing thing happened. This hand, it came out of the mere. A voice could be heard saying, "Oh, you great nerd, you can't chuck your sword around here. And just to serve as a lesson, I'll keep it at bottom," it said. And Arthur stood all agog-like, and Lancelot chopped off his head. When everyone saw what had happened, they all shook their heads and went tut. And Merlin said, "Ee, what a bugger," and poked Arthur's head with his foot. Then Lancelot picked it up gently and started to run down the lawn, and all of the knights tried to stop him, and that's how rugby was born. Thank you very much, and See you next time. Toodle bit.